fading. We gotta go. I'll get my car. What mine? Yours. I gotta get me one of those.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Bat Dance Discussions. And today is a very special episode because today is my birthday. I am 32 years old, so this is my birthday stream today. And man, I cannot believe I hit this age already. But I wanted to do something very special for my birthday stream because I haven't done one in a while. And the reason for that is the last one I did was with Mikey Sutton. For those of you who don't know, he was a very good friend to a lot of us in this community, and he passed away later that year. And I got very weirdly superstitious where if I did another birthday stream with someone that I was like, oh my God, are they going to die this year? And I'm a very superstitious person, guys. Like, I'm a very, very superstitious person. So it was kind of hard for me to do another one. But I decided, you know what? Just don't do an interview again on my birthday, and I'll be fine. And also to tell myself to stop being so superstitious. But I'm really excited for this stream because what up, Super Bro Corey? What up, Raven? Aw, thank you, Jesus. Is Goat. Yeah, thank you. And also Jamar, thank you. So this was originally this topic today. We're going to discuss the 3 different ways that I feel the SnyderVerse can return. Like, these are the 3 ways that we can still get this. I was originally going to do this as a regular episode of Bat Dance Thoughts, but I put it off for a while, and I have some other shows I want to do for Bat Dance Thoughts, like the show Bat Dance Thoughts, not the overall channel. And I thought, you know what? This would be a very special one to do for my birthday. And today, I got not 1, but 2 guests on to discuss this. So we will discuss the 3 different ways that we can get the SnyderVerse with TheCurlyRay and Kozy.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up, everyone? How are y'all doing?
Thank you guys for coming on. Thank you for coming on for my birthday stream.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for having me, you know?
Of course,
Yeah,
I've always loved my discussions with both of you guys, and I thought this birthday would be really special if I got you both on here at once. So I think this is a really great discussion. We have so much to talk about. And I do have to be honest, guys, just a little heads up. There may be some points that we repeat from previous streams, just, you know, the way that this is formatted and the way I'm kind of breaking this down, just so people know that may happen. There may be some repeat of stuff. So sorry about that. But before we get started on the 3 different ways, I wanted to go over... God, I swear I hate StreamYard sometimes. There we are. Zack Snyder Instagram picture. So, actually, hold on. Let me change that real quickly to Zack Snyder's Instagram pictures. And what up, Smackadon?
Oh, give me 1 second.
So, not this one. We are going to do this one. We are going to go over. So, Zack Snyder with Bruce Wayne's car.
That man, I love that car.
Oh yeah, such a nice
Bro,
car.
you know how I just want to say, you know how fire it is to not only be like the director of like a movie with the three biggest superheroes that you're directing, but then you use your own car for a Bruce Wayne scene. So now your car is tied to Bruce Wayne and Batman. Like, yeah, like that's cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Rebel Moon Theory, look at who we have commenting on this one.
That's Princess Sisa.
And
Den.
Oh,
Den, who is a clone of Brad Cage.
Yep.
At least that's
Possibly.
the theory. And Batman, the world only makes sense if you force it to. And oh my God, who is this guy? There is no debate. This is Batman. This is the Batman the world needs right now. And this guy, man, this shot is as clean as Jimmy in the Rain. Who is this guy? Who is this guy commenting?
Someone speaking facts.
And then, shots from Wonder Woman 1854.
when did they shoot this? That's what I've always been wondering. When did they like?
So this
was it?
Batman v Superman. So basically what this is, when they were filming Batman v Superman, they filmed this as a placeholder for, that photo scene?
Yeah. So they replaced.
Basically,
okay, so they're going to use this photo instead of the.
They never intended to use this photo. They knew they were going to replace this photo with the one from Wonder Woman, but they wanted to have something for like production, to have something, because a photo like that they can easily just change in post-production. So it was just easier for filming wise to just get this, to just have something on here.
Okay.
And then me on the set of Wonder Woman by Clay Enos. Oh, right. Yes. Because Zack Snyder played an army man in Wonder Woman, because this was actually the one scene in Wonder Woman that Zack Snyder and Patty Jenkins directed together, because this was the connective tissue between Batman v Superman and Wonder Woman. So I know a lot of people say Zack Snyder ghost directed this movie, but there is one scene he did co-direct with Patty Jenkins, and that's this one right here. Yeah, so I'm actually glad you asked that, Jamar, because someone asked if they were gonna, on like when Zack Snyder did like the 4K version of Batman v Superman, and I'm gonna switch this. Oh, okay, okay, yeah, since KozyBoyKam is going off screen. Oh, never mind. Doesn't matter that much. But anyways, actually, no, this is actually a better position. Like, KozyBoyKam, you're like taller in this picture than Kozy is. I don't know. So comment sections aren't covering up. Anyways, back on track. So basically when Zack Snyder did the 4K version of Batman v Superman, someone asked him if they were going to put like the 1854 photo. And Zack Snyder said no, because it would contradict the amazing movie by Patty Jenkins, and that he did the storyboard for, that he did the story for. So absolutely, this contradicts the movie that we got in Wonder Woman. Like, I think Zack Snyder's idea was that she would meet Steve Trevor later, but once Wonder Woman came out, obviously Zack Snyder's little backstory got tossed out the window. Which, that's common for directors. Like, directors will have like little backstories, even if they don't reveal it, just for, just to help them direct it, to just give them a backstory in their head. Yeah. So, and Superman, oh God.
Oh my God, man. This and that Batman photo. Oh my god.
And last photograph with Stuart Martin and Frey Fee, not just amazing actors, but amazing friends. This photo was by Clay Enos, was captured in Letica, the southernmost city in Colombia, on the edge of the Amazon. And Zack Snyder with Regent Belisarius himself and Den. This is an amazing picture. I can't wait for the last photograph. Rebel Moon Theory again. Army of the Dead 5-year anniversary this Thursday, which thank you again for putting that on, Rebel Moon Theory.
Hey, much love, man.
And then on this day, 2020, we announced that we would be completing Justice League as it was originally intended. Special thanks to Henry Cavill, who joined me for the announcement, and the fans who made it possible. For autumn. Absolutely.
So tough. Man. This is every time I just see this like photo of all of them together just posing, I just get giddy inside. Like the little kid in me is just like, man, we actually finally got Justice League on like in live action. And it's just like, oh man. I don't know, it's
The real
so
one.
cool. Yeah, the real
Yes,
one.
sir.
And then Stuart Martin outside Bogota, Colombia, on the set of the last photograph, from the rain-soaked mountains to helicopter landings. He brought it every day. And then Rebel Moon Theory asking questions. I have a question. Does the last photograph have a distributor?
And they actually liked it. Not Zack, but the other actress, the one who has the gun range. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, something
And
else I want to point out too in this picture. I really love the gun that Stuart Martin is holding. I don't know what the exact name of the gun is called, but I think it is. If some of y'all play Call of Duty Ghost, I think it's the Honey Badger.
I would have no idea. I'm not.
Yeah, I only know simple guns, so yeah, I wouldn't know. But
thank you, Rebel Moon Theory. We do
I'll
appreciate
take your
the
word.
knowledge.
I'll take your word for it. But I also would say I made a tweet about this. I think Zack unintentionally found his Wolverine. If Marvel would ever give him just a one-off rated R Wolverine movie, like he looks too similar, like too close to Hugh Jackman. With this beard, I'm telling you, I see Wolverine. I'm just like, yo, Zack found his Wolverine, his Logan Howlett, or whatever. But
Yeah, I could see it. And then here he's commenting, "Love you, dude. What a journey." But yeah, I could totally see him as a Wolverine.
yeah. Oh wait, go to the click that other picture, because there's this is the beard and then he's shaven. So
Oh,
I don't
thanks
know
for
what's
calling-
gonna happen in this movie to make him shave, but
I'll see. Actually, honestly, without the beard, he looks more like Hugh Jackman in this photo. Honestly,
okay.
This shot actually looks like that shot of Jimmy in the ring. No lie.
Yeah, I know exactly what shot you're talking about. Yeah. Oh, I can't wait for this movie, man.
yeah, we just need a trailer. Want my
Yeah.
trailer?
I need a trailer. Bad.
And now, this is about the future of the world. This is my legacy, Bruce Wayne, at Wayne Manor / the Hall of Justice.
This this gotta be a hint.
Oh yeah, totally.
That specific, I feel like he could have chose any other quote from Bruce Wayne to put here, but he chose, "This is about the future of the world. This is my legacy." Bruce Wayne.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And here's the thing. Zack is so professional. He's not gonna do what Gunn said or Gunn did, where he says he sees himself or in Superman. But to me, I think Zack sees himself in Batman, and so like you can go along with this hint of like he sees himself as Batman, even with this quote, and it's just like throwing hints out there, like yo, you can, but.
I agree. I totally agree. And then look, here's the Curly Ray again. Sells Zia Shale to Netflix, sells SnyderVerse to Netflix. Curly Ray causing trouble, huh?
Oh yeah.
And that they were hunters. Yep, that's how they made their fortune. And Rebel Moon Theory, the greatest Batman would also kill it in Rebel Moon. That he would.
Oh yeah, he would.
And then Larry Fallon too.
Mm-hmm.
And then Superman. On my planet, it means hope. And it always will mean hope. See, it's the second line right here that's like interesting.
And it will always mean hope.
Like, come on. Like, you can't tell me Zack Snyder's not hinting something.
I think he's always hinting at stuff.
And then here we go. Henry Cavill and my AD team on the last day of shooting Man of Steel. Bruce Morati and Misha Bukashi. And I'm sorry if I pronounced these wrong. And wow, the 13th anniversary of Man of Steel is coming up. Sells the Shale to Netflix, sells SnyderVerse to Netflix. Wow.
That was like one of the first things I thought about when I was looking at this picture. It's like Zack Snyder's a soul brain. He got the wine glasses, like cheers, ching, happy 13 years of Man of Steel.
Well, this is probably the first day that Henry Cavill could actually drink that, because on the last day of filming Man of Steel, after he was done, Zack Snyder and Deborah Snyder prepared Henry Cavill a special meal. And thank you, Mama Bear. But they had to prepare a special meal, or they didn't have to. They did prepare a special meal for him because Henry Cavill was on a diet for Superman. But once they finished filming, he was no longer on a diet. So Zack Snyder and Deborah Snyder were like, hey, good job. Now here's a special something for you for doing that. So point is, he probably could have drank that champagne glass before that day. And then this is also me when I celebrate the anniversary of every Rebel Moon project that has ever, I'm sure you meant ever, released. So, and I think that was the last one. So, and then maybe the next film after Zia Shale. See, I've been thinking that too. Honestly, I think I still think, that when this happens, that we'll get a Man of Steel 2 and a solo and a Batfleck film first, because he keeps posting, like, he does the other characters, sure, but he mostly does Batman and Superman.
Yeah.
So
that's what I noticed too. It's a lot of Batman, and then Superman's like the second out of like the mini DC posts he does.
And Batfleck I've always said Batfleck is the only project outside of Zia Shale 2 and 3 that's needed for perfect story completion, because of that scene with Lex Luthor and Deathstroke. Like, everything else I still want, but like, I feel like this is the only project outside of Zia Shale 2 and 3 that the story would not make sense without this one. So
like clearly the next movie would be Batman, just because of, like you said, how it, like, the very ending. Well, yeah, the very ending is
the nightmare scene.
But
and then, technically talking to Martian Manhunter, but yeah.
But if we just took that away and just say they ended it with the Batman scene, or with the Deathstroke and Lex Luthor scene, that obviously is hinting at Batman. And it, so if I had to kind of peep at it, I would say it's kind of how it lines up is kind of how it would release. Like, it would be Batman, and then if they decide to put any other movie, cool, and then Justice League 2. But if they don't put anything after the Batman, it'll be Batman and Justice League 2. Just because I don't, and that's just me theorizing just how it kind of is lined up at the end.
Well, yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Because I mean, I'm not saying that Batfleck will for sure. I know the story's changed, guys. I know the story has changed, but there's some stuff that I wouldn't be surprised if they still remain the same. And if Batfleck gets his death in ZSJL 3, they kind of need to do that Batfleck movie first before ZSJL 2 and 3. Yeah. Now, I think Henry Cavill does want to do his Man of Steel 2 before ZSJL 2 and 3 because I remember he said that. Because he said he wanted people to see the hero of Superman before turning to the dark side with the anti-life equation.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I totally think those two movies will get. And what about you, KozyBoyKam? What's your thoughts on all this?
I think from what he's posted, I think we could get the Batfleck movie first, then maybe Man of Steel 2, and then ZSJL 2 and 3.
Yeah. And because I think we're getting ZSJL 2 and 3 back to back. And I know a lot of people thinks that we'll get stuff between ZSJL 2 and 3. And I absolutely think that could happen. But I still think Zack's going to film the two back to back because just because you film something first doesn't mean it has to release first. So.
True. That's true.
But.
Get ZSJL 2 and 3. So at worst, we just get. Yeah, that's how I feel, sir.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd say at best you would get like basically everything, but like this would be like perfect completion for me. I'll say it like that.
Yeah.
I would honestly be fine if we just got this in terms of like new projects. I'm not like, the air cut, but that's filmed already. But I mean, that being said, if we get more, I'm not complaining, guys. I'm just saying if this is all we got, I'm done campaigning. Like I'm not. Because I don't have time to fight for this stuff forever. So, but yeah. But now, we went over, I think, I wanted to kind of go over this one specifically because this, I feel like, is a good prelude to what we're going to talk about. It's the three different ways that we can get the Snyderverse, with Netflix and Paramount and that whole tug of war situation with Paramount now getting Warner Brothers. There's ways that we can still get the Snyderverse, guys. And just so I want to kind of go over, there are three different ways I'm going to discuss. I know some people have their ways that we prefer. I have my own, honestly, too. We all do. But I'm going to, we're going to discuss each of these ways, the likelihood of them, how we would feel about this solution, just in general. Okay. And then after that, we'll discuss the best way to campaign going forward. So just for now, when we see a way, and I said like a way that we're going to call it, there's three ways, right? Don't come in with the other ways. We'll talk about other ways, but we're just focused on the way that we see on this banner right here. So just want to make that clear for the chat. Don't worry, we are discussing everything. And if someone comes in just afterwards, after I explain all this, and they're like, trying to go to another way, just tell them what I said. So let's get started. Way 1, Paramount and David Ellison restore the Snyderverse, right? They have their whole Saudi Arabia relationship, who loves Zack Snyder, and I mean, well, so, Kozy and I have kind of discussed this, so let's start with you, TheCurlyRay. What's your thoughts on this?
Well, all I can say is when it comes to Paramount, I just hope they do the right thing.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I can totally agree with that because at the end of the day, we just want the Snyderverse, guys. And like, Kozy and I have said on previous streams that we don't think it's going to happen, but if it does happen, we will celebrate. We absolutely will celebrate. But I hope that Paramount does the right thing when they get this, and if they restore the Snyderverse, great. It's a step in the right direction. But I have a concern with this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on. Let me take this banner. Down real quick. Oops, wrong one. Wrong picture. I have the arrow pointing to the wrong picture. So while I go find the right picture, Kozy, give your thoughts.
I've said it before, so it's kind of be a reiteration, but that's okay. I I'm not somebody who's just blindly or whatever against Paramount. It's to me, they haven't shown anything to be like, oh yeah, they're gonna do it. So let me hop on the boat and be like, yeah, go Paramount. But if they do show signs of restoring it, then all right, cool. I'll be excited and I'll be like, yeah, we finally are getting it. But for right now, I don't see it. There's nothing to like really celebrate about. Like we're making these ifs, ands, and buts on Paramount when they show no signs. You're going off of like, oh, because Zack is cool with this one person is having them do an MMA movie, and this one person said he likes his DC movies and his movies in general. Oh, we're gonna get the SnyderVerse because the Saudis are helping buy WB for Paramount. And it's like that's a big if to me. Like that's not like they haven't done anything, and this might get a little bit. I'm not going to go too far into it because I know it's part of one of the ways. But Netflix, I said this many times. Netflix has shown, even in their merger thing, of they would love to restore the Snyderverse. They know, like people love to sit here and bag on Netflix, especially with their whole they just want people on their platform. Netflix knows the numbers. They know the numbers, regardless if it's their own thing or somebody else's. They know what people want and how many people they're gonna attract if they, put money into this IP. So they said it before. Paramount hasn't said shit. We're going off of just this whole thing of, oh yeah, David Ellison said he likes DC, and you got the Saudis yapping in his ear, and or I don't want to say they're saying they're yapping in his ear, but basically Saudis are in. This person that's working with Zack on a movie for Paramount, is in. So it's like we're all popping champagne bottles when it's like there's nothing, for me at least, there's nothing to get excited about. So yeah, but when we get to the Netflix thing, also I'll go more in depth onto that part. But yeah, that's pretty much kind of what I've been reiterating to people.
If we do get to the Netflix thing, though, who knows? I mean, we don't know what the ways are going to be yet, so who knows?
Right.
But I mean, Raven, I get that they're talking to other creators too. I get that, but again, that's still ifs and stuff. Nothing definitive about the Snyderverse itself. Like here's the point I want to make, because okay, let me take this down again. The advertisement. Here is Paramount's merger advertisement. They are pointing to David Cornsweet. You got Netflix, who have value for investors.
Wait. Go back real quick to the Netflix thing. I want to reiterate, because people love to just be stuck on the image portion and try to say it's AI. This right here that's on screen is a video. And I think I screen recorded this video. So if you need it, I can find it and send it to you, for whenever else you need to use it. But this is a video. So all those people who sit here and go, oh, it's that picture y'all are using is AI, and you want to point at they got Justice League. Y'all realize even with Paramount, if it was Paramount, when they acquired WB, which is acquiring DC, you're acquiring everything in that DC thing. So yes, you're gonna get Superman is gonna be on there. Yes, Justice League is gonna be on there, but Zack Snyder's Justice League is on there. And what are they promoting the most? At least over here in Netflix, ZSJL. So, See, and I knew somebody was gonna. Netflix also had
When-
corn split pick.
when
Yes.
was that-
Okay. They had, first of all, I heard that image was AI. I heard that was, or not AI. I heard that image was fake. But even if it was real, y'all do realize they had Aquaman 2 on their platform. So they're gonna have Superman because that's the latest DC thing they have. All of DC will be on their platform.
All IPs.
Like, it's DC. It's not like it's like, oh, the whole thing is DC. So you're gonna have everything DC on the platform. So yeah, Superman's gonna be on that thing. But you are ignoring the major thing. You're saying disingenuous, but you're ignoring the fact that there's a whole video right here, even though it's a screenshot that Batman has. This is a video that says value for the investors by the official Netflix account. So nobody's being disingenuous. If Cornswell Superman was in this video, then I would give it to you. But David Cornswell Superman is not in this video. They are advertising, especially to the investors. Hey, we are gonna. This is value for the investors here. We will bring Zack back in this DC because we know that makes money. This is what people actually care about the most. Ted Sarandos, who is the CEO of Netflix, said under oath, Superman underperformed.
Yes.
So you can't say I'm being disingenuous, but you're ignoring all the other context around this. All I'm saying is Discovery promoted ZSGL, and we all know what happened. You're talking about Discovery. That Discovery has nothing to do with Paramount or Netflix. You're talking about a whole company, a whole different thing that's about to be bought by somebody else. So why are we bringing up Discovery? And you know what?
And we're just talking about Paramount right now, guys. We're not really focusing on the Netflix
when we get to the
angle
Netflix
yet.
thing, just remind me. Bring that quote that all I'm saying is Discovery promoting thing back up when we get to Netflix, because I got something for that, because I addressed that on my space. So, but I'm gonna let you go ahead before we,
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, again, let's remind people, we're saying we don't think this is going to happen. We're not saying that this is impossible to happen. I'm just saying it doesn't look good that Paramount has not promoted the SnyderVerse and it has promoted Gunning Poo stuff instead. That is all we are saying. We are not saying that this absolutely will not happen. It may very well happen, okay? We are not doubting that this is impossible. But I'm just saying it doesn't look good if you're not promoting the SnyderVerse the way Netflix has. I mean, and I want to make sure people understand. I've always said pieces of a puzzle, right? There's other factors that are happening as well. But in terms of Netflix, in terms of not Netflix, in terms of Paramount, in terms of just Paramount, okay, nothing has convinced me that they are absolutely going to do this. Talking to other creators is fine, but if I haven't heard them talking to Snyder, other than for Brawler, then I'm not confident. And hey, look, when he does well with Brawler, with Paramount, then absolutely, this could totally change things. Again, it is possible. Okay, it is absolutely possible.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of likely, none of us just see it as likely. I guess, TheCurlyRay, any other thoughts you have on this?
Yeah, it's like you said, man. Paramount hasn't showed any signs of wanting to bring back the SnyderVerse, and all I could say is, man, I just hope they do the right thing.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's just it. If they do the right thing, great. We will be celebrating, guys, okay? And people, you can say, hey, I told you this would happen. Great, you did. Okay? Cool. I'm just saying how it looks. We're just saying how it looks right now. And guess what? Opinions can change with new information. So if we get new information that comes out, then absolutely we will change our opinions based on that. Because anyone should be able to change their opinions with new information. So if it happens, great. But this way is the least likely way. So, I mean, Netflix did. Netflix did it like that. So
expecting them not to promote their new Superman IP yeah, you're saying that, but we're talking about,
I mean, like,
what Batman showed, even showed the other one, Batman. What you're saying, yeah, and thank you, Mama Bear. It's not their IP. Nothing. Both of these companies don't own the IP yet, so they're promoting something they don't have yet. Yet Netflix is the one that's promoting ZSJL, while Paramount is promoting Gun Superman. So
exactly.
You can say expecting them not to promote it, cool, but they're not showing signs of any character or cast member from the DCU / Snyderverse.
Yes.
So yeah. And you're saying regardless if it underperformed, it's crazy you say regardless if it underperformed, but Snyder fans use that as a blow, which is a good thing to use as this movie failed. But you saying this and trying to like put down that it underperformed is the crazy thing.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. And again, I've even made this point before, actually, that they might just be promoting because it's the current Superman. If I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, I've said that on previous streams. Like, again, it's possible. I'm talking about likely, though. What we personally think. If you think Paramount does this, great. And if Paramount does this, great. But at this point, I don't want to spend a lot of time arguing in circles about this one. So I'm going to move on to Way 2 right now. So, Way 2. Paramount and David Ellison sell SnyderVerse to Netflix. And, it's funny. I actually just watched Skywalker's stream on why Cell came back, why the Cell campaign came back. And, I thought the same thing. Because a little history lesson, because we all support the Cell campaign by Skywalker and Leon, sells ZSJL to Netflix, sells SnyderVerse to Netflix. Mm-hmm. And when this campaign came out, the thought of Netflix buying Warner Brothers wasn't a thing at the time. I mean, the fact that it had developed to that was even better, but we were mostly focusing on a licensing deal to any third party, preferably Netflix. We just used Netflix because that was the one that Zack Snyder worked with. That was the company that worked with. And it was capitalizing on the fact that Warner Brothers Discovery was in major debt. Well, Paramount is also in major debt, and they'll be in even bigger debt when this, or it's not when, if this gets complete. We'll talk about when. We'll talk about, that later on, but so, I mean, that's something. They'll be in even bigger debt. They'll need to license. And in fact, not only that, but here's an article that I always get the share, screen and the link mixed up. But I mean, I'm not going to go through this whole article, but Paramount will keep licensing some content to third parties. CEO David Ellison says strategy makes company much more desirable to talent. So, yes. And actually, we were kind of talking about this before, but like the SpongeBob movies, and actually I confirmed since we discussed Kozy, the Plankton movie and the Sandy Cheeks movie. Again, SpongeBob is owned by Paramount. Both those movies,
Teenage
Netflix
Mutant Ninja
originals.
Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Mutant Mayhem. Was on
Avatar:
Netflix.
The Last Airbender
on Netflix, and Netflix has the live action. They're doing the live action of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and they put not that long ago the Mission Impossible movies on their platform.
And Raven, we'll talk about this one later because I feel like this comment is better for a later thing we're going to talk about. So we'll hold on to that one. But anyway, and what up, Sin Havoc? Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by for my birthday stream.
What's up, DC Talk?
But yeah, so I mean, really, if you think about it, in a lot of ways, we're in a better spot right now with Cell than we were when Cell happened. Because here's my big thing.
Mm-hmm.
This still happened. This still happened. This is still a thing that happened. Netflix still considers this a value for investors. And just so you know, I'm actually not going to play the video because I don't know if Warner Brothers will copyright strike that, and I do not want my birthday stream taken down. But they still consider this a value for the investors. So Netflix has still shown interest in Snyder's work.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you, Sin Havoc. Thank you. So, KurlyRay, what's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, man. With Paramount selling all these IPs out, I feel like it just makes sense that maybe, hey, they can just go sell the SnyderVerse, and even with that being the case, we would even get more if the SnyderVerse goes over to Netflix. I believe we would get the Ayer cut. We would get the Bafik movie, Man of Steel 2. Maybe a Cyborg movie. I even think, and this is outside the SnyderVerse, I think that director's cut for Sucker Punch could be coming out under Netflix.
Literally the studio stuff, all that studio stuff would go to Netflix so they can release whatever cut they want to release. So yeah, that would make a lot of sense. Mm-hmm.
Yep. There's more that Netflix can do, and I believe Netflix is the right choice.
Exactly. I mean, again, it was just funny because all these people, when Paramount ended up getting Warner Brothers, are like, oh my God, Cell is dead. Can you believe it? Cell is dead. I'm like, no. The factors of Cell are still in play here. Them buying Warner Brothers was an unexpected bonus. We don't have that unexpected bonus anymore. But a year ago, this is where we were. So, absolutely. And also, and this is where I think the Saudis... Oh, Sin. Oh, God. Don't give me too much bourbon. It's my birthday, Sin.
I just sent the link that to you, Batman, that DC Talk just sent me. I think you may want to take a look at that with Paramount. But yeah, no, but to Curly's point,
okay.
To Curly's point, we would have got a lot more with Netflix because they would have invested a lot into that DC and let Zack put out as much as whatever, and
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just going with the headline here. Paramount is pulling every lever to sell LBO debt. Okay, so I'm not doing a paywall, guys. I'm not paying for this chat, so I don't, because I normally don't like just having a headline, and even though I guess I did kind of do that earlier.
I didn't know it was a paywall. I thought it was like a regular.
It's fine. It's totally fine, but it's still. I mean, also, like I said, I always put the links in the chat so that people can still read the article as a whole, and I'll also put this link in the chat or in the description. I mean, afterwards, and if you want to do the paywall and want to pay the $1.99, go ahead. I'm not doing that though, but I still think though it still just reinforces the point. Paramount needs to pay off debt, and exactly, and oh, thank you, Mama Bear. Thank you.
Cough.
They gotta pay off that debt to make them Krabby Patties. Yeah,
they like it. It's not a good sign that your supposedly your biggest IP is being licensed out to Netflix. The person you were bidding against, like that's kind of yikes.
I mean, like the SpongeBob movies, Avatar, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Why were these not on Paramount Plus? Why were these on Netflix?
You want to know something else too? they've been licensing content to Netflix for a very long time. Because they had 2 Nickelodeon shows. There was one Nickelodeon series on Netflix called Glitch Techs, and then they had I don't know if it was a movie. I think it was a movie for Invader Zim, and that was fire.
Okay.
Oh wow! So lots of partnerships with Paramount and Netflix. That's really interesting.
Oh yeah, and that's the other thing, real quick, that a lot of people like don't realize that Netflix, they have their originals, but Netflix isn't licensing out their stuff to any other platform. It's always these other platforms licensing out to them. So that's a big like, you know. Also, what's up, Leon?
What up, Leon? So yeah, just for some people coming in the chat, we're discussing the 3 different ways that we can get the SnyderVerse, and we're just gonna strictly discussing the current way that you see in the banner. But yeah, and, here's another thing too I want to bring up. I know that we talked about the Saudis and their relationship with Snyder, right? And we've kind of debunked that for Paramount in the past, where it's one guy from Saudi Arabia. It's not it's not a hive mind government where Zack Snyder works with one person, so the entirety of Saudi Arabia is going to bring back the SnyderVerse. But think about this. They are investors. They are investing in Warner Mount, we'll call them. We'll call them Warner Mount for now. They are investing. And you are a major investor. You hear that Netflix is offering you money to pay down your debt, and all you have to do is license off a project to Netflix. Maybe license off ZSHL 2 and 3, film back to back. And, I would love the Batfleck movie too, for reasons that we've said earlier. And you just have to license those projects. That's it. You can still continue with your current trajectory of DC. Because this is... You're going to say, why aren't we doing this? We have debt to pay down. Do this right now. Wait, 60% majority?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. It went from, what was the original thing? They were saying like what, 40%? And then it jumped from 40 to 60?
And that was like, well, officially right now, it's like, we had the numbers on a previous stream. It's like, well, technically Saudi Arabia itself is like 10, 15%. But okay, this is just estimates. So, and also,
that's the minimum.
Just a disclaimer, guys. None of us know who Sin Havoc actually is. So I'm sorry, Sin Havoc. We do have to take him with a grain of salt because we don't know him. So we do have to just kind of point that out there. But at the official numbers right now, it's somewhere in the 30 range, which with the Middle East specifically. And we can watch my previous streams for the exact number. But my main point is, it's a lot easier to have pull to license off a project than to change your current trajectory of DC. Because we know David Ellison's going to want to do his own thing. Absolutely. I don't doubt that. That's why a big reason why we said that we're not sure if we're going to get the SnyderVerse. But like being told to license off a project one time as an Elseworld so that you can pay down your debt, they might be able to push that more. And because they have some of them have a working relationship with Snyder, it may be a lot easier to talk in their ear to do this one-time thing than to do a whole cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Because people need to remember about the SnyderVerse. The SnyderVerse is not the DCEU. The SnyderVerse is Man of Steel, Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition, and Zack Snyder's Justice League. Those are the 3 SnyderVerse movies because of the whole Snyder Cut situation. Yeah. I know the Flash acknowledges ZSHL as canon. That's a little confusing, I will admit. But legally, the SnyderVerse is separate from the DCEU. So it's not a whole cinematic universe. So it's a lot less of an ask to, hey, do sequels to these movies than it is to say, hey, continue this universe. So, but that's where I think the Saudis will have the biggest pull in bringing back the SnyderVerse if the whole Warner Mount thing happens. It won't be them telling Paramount to do it. It'll be, hey, we invested. We want you to pay down your debt, okay? We didn't invest in a bankrupt company. Really? I didn't hear about that. Did you say that somewhere? But yeah, I mean, this is. I personally, I think if this goes through with Paramount, I personally think this is the most likely way of this happening under Warner Mount. We'll say it like this: under Warner Mount, in my opinion, this is the most likely way. And yeah, so I mean, and again, guys. So, let's see. I mean, realistically, I think the most likely thing would be just ZSJL 2 and 3 at first. But hey, if things become successful, you can do other projects like a Batfleck movie. I mean, again, I still think narratively I prefer the Batfleck movie first, but yeah, so I don't know. I guess you guys have anything else to say about this one?
I said what I need. I'm ready for the wait 3. So I said what I need to say.
Here's what I'm gonna say: sell ZSJL to Netflix, sell SnyderVerse to Netflix.
Yes, Leon. And no, Leon, I agree. I totally agree with you. I want that first.
This I like if I could spam gifts right now, this right here. Give me my Batman movie. Stop playing with me. Give me my Ben Affleck Batman movie.
Yeah, and actually, now that I think about it, maybe they might start with the Batfleck movie. Maybe instead of trying to get the whole cast back together right away, maybe start with a smaller cast. Maybe Netflix can go to Paramount, start with that Batfleck movie, and that actually might be an easier starting point. Now that I think about it, and just so people know, my ideas do change as I discuss stuff, but they're not. I mean. Right now, DCU does not have a mainstream Batman right now because Brave and the Bold keeps getting put off. And the Batman Part 2, I guess, is filming, but who knows? I mean, this thing's been delayed so long. Just because it starts filming doesn't even mean it's going to come out. So,
yeah, James Gunn's not doing a Batman movie until, I mean, not saying he would ever get around to getting a Batman movie, but if he were to, he's going to wait till after Matt Reeves is done with his Batman and then do his, if any possibility that were to happen.
Yeah, I mean, but still, I mean, anyway, they might go to Paramount. I mean, again, I don't know how that would work with. I would say the only thing I guess with that though is that maybe Ben Affleck might still be willing to do it if they do it on Netflix to not like overshadow Matt Reeves if he wants to be respectful like that. And again, I'm not saying he has to be. I'm just talking about how actors are. Or, if we get it as a TV series too. I mean, the possibilities are endless with the Batfleck movie. I'm still going to call it a movie though, just because it's just easier because that was the format it was going to be in. So that's the format it is until a deal happens and it changes. So but anyways, point is, if you don't want to get the whole cast together right away, start with the Batfleck movie, get that out first, and then once that's successful, then you can move up to the bigger projects like ZSJL 2 and 3.
Yeah.
So, but that's what I'm saying, licensing. So,
okay, let's get to this wait 3 because I'm ready to cook.
Yes.
Oh my god, yeah, I'm ready to cook. I'm ready to cook this dude in chat, man.
Okay, Way 3. We get the SnyderVerse on Netflix, and Netflix acquires Warner Brothers DC. And before you do that, I'm just curious, chat. Notice the theme with how I wrote these 3 ways. Paramount and David Ellison restore the SnyderVerse. Paramount and David Ellison sell SnyderVerse to Netflix. We get the SnyderVerse on Netflix. Netflix acquires Warner Brothers / DC. Notice a theme in chat in how I wrote these 3 ways out,
Mhm.
We'll give them some time, but okay, Kozy, I know you want to go, and just so you know,
I feel like a dog in a cage right now.
Reminder, I'm not going to actually play the video, just again, copyright stuff, but, I'll pull this up just for a little motivation, and Kozy, go.
Let me off the leash. Okay. So, hold on. Can I bring people's chats up myself?
No, you can't. Just tell me which one you want me to bring up.
Remember that one I was telling you to bring up when we get to the Netflix portion?
Yeah.
I know it's like a bit of a scroll.
Was it this one? Or this? It was this one, right?
This one. So he said, all I'm saying is Discovery promoted ZSJL, and we all know what happened. And sorry. It's the not the one below it, the other one below. It's under DC Talks. It's the 740. Yeah. So I'm not debating the likelihood, but Netflix promoted both, and again, Discovery did the same thing. You keep bringing up Discovery like Discovery has some hat in the ring. Discovery already merged with Warner Brothers. That's why you have WBD. WBD is being sold off to either Paramount or Netflix. So I don't know why you keep bringing up Discovery, but I was talking about this on in my thing or on my space. I love that people are all for Paramount and forget that, Warner Brothers like basically leaked ZSJL on Tom and Jerry. Paramount is literally leaked Avatar, which they said was going to go to theaters. An animated movie was going to go to theaters. They said, nah, we're going to put it on our platform. And I don't even know if they're still going to put it on our platform or not, but it got leaked. So this whole thing about, what Discovery did, Paramount just leaked an animated movie. And it's a big IP franchise or I don't want to say franchise, but a big IP that I grew up with, and I know a lot of people love Avatar: The Last Airbender. So with that being said, I don't trust Paramount to do anything good with, and they can prove me wrong. I'm open to be proven wrong and being coming up here and saying, hey, I was wrong. But with the actions of what Paramount did is the same as Warner Brothers Discovery doing what they did with ZSJL. So now with the Netflix thing, I want y'all to notice, because I don't know about y'all, but it's funny how we're all for Paramount, but Netflix had Zack Snyder. Ben Affleck has done like 2 movies over there, and he's about to do a third with Ray Fisher. Ray Fisher did a movie, and that won a award, or either won an award or got nominated, or both. Gal Gadot has done multiple movies over there. On top of Jason Momoa has done a movie, and they just came out and recently announced that Gal Gadot and Jason Momoa are going to be in a movie together. So it's just, to me, it's funny. There's a lot of SnyderVerse actors over at Netflix, along with Ben making a deal with Netflix and his studio. But let's root for Paramount though, because we're going off of the Saudis, but not what Netflix has really been showing. Like, people keep and especially him keep ignoring. Can you bring it up, the Netflix thing, the Netflix image? And I'm glad back then you didn't show the main merger image. This alone, because we can ignore the main merger thing. This right here, literally a video. They dropped a video and said Netflix and WB, and then on the video, on that, value for the investor or value for investors. I don't know how plain, I don't know how much, like, I don't know what it's going to take for y'all to accept this. Whereas we can just accept, oh, Zack is on the Paramount lot, even though we know he's doing it for Brawlers. But oh man, he's on the Paramount lot. Oh, we're really close to getting the SnyderVerse, but this right here alone wasn't enough. It's always with Netflix, if, ands, and buts, but it's with Paramount, it's no, but you know, y'all are ignoring this and that, but y'all completely ignoring everything with Netflix. But go ahead.
Exactly, and I just want to say with this, it's not. I mean, there's multiple things I want to consider with people because I don't really want to bring up Discovery, but someone keeps bringing it up in the chat, so we have to address this. First of all, it's not normal to do that, right? It's not normal to promote something and then not use it, right? That's just not. Mm-hmm. But also, Netflix has had better business practices in the past than Discovery. But also, this too. Anything is possible, right? Anything is possible. I have always said this. Anything is possible. But I would rather see DC go to a company that is promoting the SnyderVerse, because that is still more likely than with a company that is not promoting the SnyderVerse. Okay? Right? Was it likely for Discovery to pull at 180 at the time? No, that was not likely, but it happened. But we're in this, what we are discussing right now, we're discussing likelihoods, right? No one in the chat is saying everything is 100% guaranteed, okay? Mm-hmm. Let's make this abundantly clear. No one is saying this is 100% guaranteed. No. It's like what we said with Paramount, that if this happens, we will celebrate. We just don't think it's going to happen right now. So, mm-hmm. but yeah, so, right, but now, ways we can get the SnyderVerse. The main thing is Netflix acquires Warner Brothers / DC, right? And I know a lot of people are thinking, Paramount won, guys! Paramount won! They got this! The deal is not over yet, right? I guess supposedly they got their lawyer from the same lawyer that defended the Live Nation Ticketmaster thing, and then I guess allegedly, I want to pull up this article, but I mean,
and I would even say this also to add on to what you're saying. Even if it got finalized, the fight's still not over until they say, "Hey, we're bringing back the SnyderVerse," and Zack gives the full confirmation. Because the funny thing is, they would do the same thing if this was in Netflix's court and been like, oh, they're close to signing and they signed it. Y'all still would have been on Netflix next to restore it. So even then, if they sign the dotted lines, even if they sign it, they still got to prove, hey, restore it. So yeah, but go ahead.
KozyBoyKam, why don't you talk for a little bit? What are your thoughts on all this?
On the Paramount thing right here?
Or Netflix getting Warner. Actually, let me just go over this real quick first, and then you can go, KozyBoyKam. But supposedly, U.S. antitrust regulators are poised to approve Paramount takeover, right? So what I really wanted to see? U.S. anti-regulators ready to approve Paramount $110 billion takeover of Warner Brothers Discovery after a 2-hour meeting with the Justice Department's. And at the meeting, David Ellison reiterated a commitment to release movies in theaters. According to the report, Department Justice staff attorneys seem swayed by arguments from top Paramount executives that the deal would not hurt other studios and creative talent. Recruiters could not immediately verify the report. Okay? Read this here. The DOJ, Paramount, and Warner Brothers did not immediately respond to requests for comment outside regular business hours. So, let me see. But yeah, so this is allegedly right now. But my thing with this, though, is that KozyBoyKam, you know what? Actually, go on for a little bit.
Yeah, so Netflix has done so much. They have more than Paramount, even when it comes to like game divisions, animation, streaming shows, movies. Because here's the thing, Netflix has also been huge investment in gaming recently. They got Oxen 1. Well, this was before them, but they had Oxenfree 2. That is a console game. Then there was actually a Stranger Things game. I don't know if you guys know, there was actually a Stranger Things game that was supposed to release from Telltale Games, but it got canceled because of Telltale's went bankrupt. So Netflix has highly invested in gaming. They even own Night School Studio, which is the studio that does Oxenfree, and they also developed another game. And also they have Removal Bloodline, which I believe that game might be coming to console soon. And they could do so much with the game division. They also, got their animation studio, and they've had the best quality out of all the legacy studios right now.
Exactly. And see, and this is like the whole point, pieces of a puzzle, right? It's not just one thing alone. It's multiple things coming into play here, right? It's not just Netflix promoting the SnyderVerse. It's promoting Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon stuff. It's promoting Zack Snyder's IPs. It's the cast working with Netflix. It's multiple things, multiple pieces of a puzzle. Okay? And just so you know, guys, I know I kind of said this in the chat. I welcome different opinions, but when I see people saying disrespect, like calling people weird, I have a zero tolerance policy in my chat for that kind of shit, okay? And if you're going to do that on my channel, I will ban you, okay? I don't want to see that shit. So, anyways, so I want to kind of talk about like that article that I pulled up. Basically, DOJ allegedly approved it, but we can't confirm the sources for it. So, my thing is this. This is the most recent update, so that's why I had to share it. But there's still Europe. There's still the California Attorney General. There's still lots of things. There's still Paramount still has to secure the funding, right? Because they're getting sued. And these lawsuits cost money, which means you're going to have to spend more money on getting, that could go to the merger. But if you can't spend the money because you're constantly paying for lawsuits, there's lots of things that can still happen, right? Like my main thing with this is the Paramount deal can still fall, guys. Okay, it's not a done deal yet. I guess KozyBoyKam, what's your thoughts on like that angle of this?
Yeah, man, I really do not think this deal might actually go through, and I think it could actually be in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I've even theorized, too, that Paramount might have to sell off assets, like Paramount and Warner Brothers may have to sell off assets to a third party, such as Netflix, to get the deal to go through. Sell Warner Brothers, sell HBO. Like when I say Warner Brothers, like Warner Brothers Pictures and Televisions, and that includes like Looney Tunes. Sell that. Sell HBO. Sell DC Studios / DC Comics. Sell that all over to Netflix. Sell everything that was meant to be for the streaming and studio assets to Netflix to get the deal to go through. And you can get your CNN all you want, Ellison. But I think this is the best way I think we can get the SnyderVerse, honestly. Because I think this deal has a lot of hurdles to get through, right? Supposedly the DOJ has approved it, but we can't verify that. But even if they did, there's still Europe, there's still the California Attorney General, there's still all the actors protesting. There's a lot of hurdles that this deal has to go through for it to happen. And there's no guarantee that this is going to happen, okay? Until they sign on it. And if this deal fails, where do I want to pull that? This still happened. You got to remember this. And you got to remember that Netflix has worked with Zack Snyder plenty of times. Netflix has worked with the cast of Snyder plenty of times. Okay? They have done this plenty of times. there's other pieces of the puzzle besides just promoting. So
This is
I guess
this is
Kozy.
like I was gonna say, sorry. This
No, I
is
was
what
literally telling you to take over. So
okay. This is what's so crazy. Like and like even to what like Leon said, like I hate obtuse ass people, man. Like it's one thing if you don't want to agree. If you don't agree, you think one person or you think me or anybody up here is wrong, cool. But to actually ignore and act like Netflix promote, like that's the crazy thing. People in this fandom will hoot, holler, jump from the roof about anything Paramount that has no sniff or whiff of the SnyderVerse. But anything Netflix, it's just automatically we're gonna deny it. And it's like it's so weird to me because it's like it's literally playing in your face, and then you want to sit here in chat and tell me, oh, or well, he was talking to Leon, but you want to sit here and say, oh, like we couldn't trust, we don't know what Discovery was going to do, so we don't know what Paramount and what Netflix is going to do. And it's like, then what is the point of arguing people about this if you don't know what Paramount's going to do with it? That fails in your own argument of, oh, well, we don't know what Discovery was going to do with it, so we for sure don't know where either of these things are going to do. It's like, okay, so you're agreeing with us on the Paramount thing that they could not do anything with it. You're sitting here saying, oh, we don't know what Paramount's going to do, but it's like, all right, then we're showing you what Netflix could possibly do. Yes, there could be a possibility of them lying, but there's more proof in their actions, let alone they helped throw an event for fans to go celebrate Zack and watch Zack Snyder's Justice League. But if that's not enough, then what has Paramount done to earn your trust, or not even your trust, earn your belief that they're going to do this? And I gave the rundown of literally you have the actors over at Netflix. The only person that I know of that's over at Paramount is oh fuck, what's his name? John Kent. And he's doing Yellowstone. And I don't know how long, I don't know if Yellowstone's still going on for him to be on there, but that's the only other Snyderverse person I know that's over at Paramount doing something. Everybody else was at Netflix. Granted, I'll even throw in Zack because he's doing the Brawlers movie, but Gal has multiple movies on Netflix. Ben is about to do a movie with Ray, and they already have movies at Netflix. Jason Momoa had a movie at Netflix, and he's about to be in another one with Gal. Like, and then people, no, go ahead.
Zack has the LAPD movie still with Netflix.
And Zack has multiple movies or multiple projects at Netflix. His biggest, his original sci-fi IP, Kevin Costner, yeah. Kevin. But his original IP, sci-fi IP, Rebel Moon. And here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. People love to complain about WB and how their lack of either promoting ZSJL or the crap they pulled with BVS and Justice League, and and then stopping the manufacturing of these action figures from McFarlane. But you go look at Netflix, they got a podcast or a podcast tied to Rebel Moon. They're doing comics, games, doing experiences outside of Netflix that you can go to. And it's like, there you go. And even how they're promoting their projects, the way they promoted One Piece, the way they're promoting they promoted and did Stranger Things. Like, they know how to promote. Like,
yeah.
Like, I'm not saying
Ex-
Paramount doesn't know how to do with their thing, but their movies, from look on paper on the numbers, the movies they put out didn't do good. And then they're promising 30 more movies, which I don't know how they're gonna do 30
Yeah,
movies
sure.
when they
Well,
couldn't
30
even
movies total.
30 movies total in a year. When you couldn't even, I don't even think they fulfilled the last promise they had. So you're expecting 30 movies a year, and you're in debt to the point where, like, a country is, I gotta say supposedly on here, supposedly bailing you out to get the studio, and you're licensing your own IPs to said Netflix, but you want me to sit here and think, oh yeah, there's a high possibility of Paramount releasing this than Netflix.
Yes. Actions speak louder than words, and Netflix has had actions, Paramount has not. And in terms of, and again, to really kind of like, with like the whole like acquisition, again, this has to actually go through, and there's so many factors that this could not go through. Like, KozyBoyKam, have you seen Star Wars Rebels?
I have seen about maybe 80% of it. I hadn't seen all of it though.
Remember when Thrawn, oh, by the way, Justice for Five, since I'm bringing up Star Wars. I know, Kozy, I kind of brought this point up with you, but remember when Thrawn had this whole TIE Defender project with, like, they were going to have, like, these shields around them, and he lost it because of the fuel supply being destroyed?
Oh, what season was that?
Season 4.
Oh,
It was
okay. I don't think I saw that because the only thing I remember from season 4 was like kind of the end and what happened to Kane and what happened to Is.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, when Kanan died, I mean, this has been out for a while right now.
Oh, okay.
The fuel supply was destroyed. And what my main point is that I think of, like, the funding for Paramount getting Warner Brothers as the fuel, right? When the fuel supply was destroyed, Thrawn's TIE Defender project was.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying with this whole analogy is that if Paramount keeps having to spend money to pay for all these lawsuits and they don't have money, the merger goes because you need that money. The money is essentially the fuel for David Ellison's TIE Defender project.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I mean, and again, Kozy and I have already discussed ways that this deal can fall through, right? We've discussed that plenty of times, how this deal can fall through. There's so many ways, and I think Ray, I think even you and I have discussed this before on, like, when I came back from vacation, because I had to. We went from, oh, Paramount's not going to get this, to, oh, Paramount got this. So, yeah.
I also want to say it to, like, let's kind of move on. To all the people who keep using Ted Sarandos, Superman underperformed, and you're rooting for Paramount, and you're like that one person I was in here, stop using the Ted Sarandos thing, because you're so against Netflix, but then you want to use Ted Sarandos under oath. Oh, Superman underperformed. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't be like, oh, I don't trust Netflix, I think Paramount has the better shot, but then you want to use Ted Sarandos, who went under oath to Congress to try to give them the reasons why Netflix it would be the better deal, and why they're not violating any laws. So all the people out there that use it, that's so gun-ho about Paramount, and you're so against Netflix, don't use the Superman underperform thing, because then you look like a hypocrite in my eyes. So yeah.
I totally agree with you. I 100% agree with you, Kozy. Absolutely. And I guess, KozyBoyKam, is there anything else you want to say about, like, with the Netflix angle, the Paramount failing to actually acquire Warner Brothers, the deal getting finalized angle? Is there anything else you want to say about that? You're on mute.
I will say what I said on the last way. Sell Zia Shield to Netflix and sell SnyderVerse to Netflix.
Or maybe if this way ends up happening, it will be ZSJL on Netflix, SnyderVerse on Netflix.
Yeah.
You know? Which for those people who didn't get the theme, restore the SnyderVerse. Hashtag sell SnyderVerse to Netflix. Hashtag SnyderVerse on Netflix.
Yeah.
The evolution of the, at least this group's little history. So, Leon, we're actually we're kind of wrapping up the 3 ways. We'll probably be on for a little bit longer, but if you want to send me something, don't take too long. And I'll just say that. So,
I want to answer Leon's question. I don't remember or if he used that statement, Leon, but people who have the same thought process like him or has the same talking points as him use the statements. Now I've seen them, or they use the statements in a way of going at somebody that's supporting Superman or whatever. So I see them use the whole, well, Ted Sarandos said it underperformed, so Superman or this DCU isn't going to do good. But then you want to turn around and be like, I don't think Netflix is going to get it. I don't trust Netflix. I'm for Paramount all the way. And it's like, then why are you bringing up Ted Sarandos in a way of to use as a, hey, Superman didn't do good to the point Ted Sarandos said it underperformed. No, you can't do that. That's like me if David Ellison, if this was roles reversed, if David Ellison said Superman underperformed, but I'm so against Paramount, but I keep using the David Ellison said this and that. No, it's weird.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. And yeah, so anything else you guys want to say before we kind of wrap this up?
Just sell SnyderVerse, sell ZSJL to Netflix.
Sell.
Mm-hmm.
So, best way to campaign going forward. We went through the 3 ways that this could happen, the likelihoods and whatnot, and I would say for me,
Exactly the same. Mm-hmm.
And I would say that for me, just go with what Sky and Leon are doing. Sell ZSJL to Netflix, sell SnyderVerse to Netflix, because these 2 ways we see happening. This way, not so much. Personally, this way would be the best way that this could happen. In my opinion, this would be the second best way, and I just don't see this way happening. But hey, could be wrong. We will admit that. But for me, I would say sell ZSJL to Netflix, sell SnyderVerse to Netflix, because Paramount does not own Warner Brothers yet. And honestly, I think it's best to not engage with Warner Brothers until they do right. Mm-hmm. So, sell to Netflix. Sell ZSJL to Netflix, sell SnyderVerse to Netflix. And, well, thank you, Leon. Yep, no, that's a good point. Right. That's a good point. So, and I just want to put this correction on here that since he put it on here on a. But I guess KozyBoyKam, what's your thoughts about the best way to go forward?
My thoughts would be sell ZSJL to Netflix, sell SnyderVerse to Netflix, because Netflix as the one has actually shown Zack Snyder love and engagement.
And you, Kozy?
It might be a little long, a little kind of monologue, but to add on to what Curly said, that is the best course. Sell SnyderVerse to Netflix, sell ZSJL to Netflix. Netflix is a tech company. They're making big moves, not only for their own individual IP media that they have, but they're making big moves outside their platform in terms of more experiences for people to go to. They're not only trying to get in theatrical, but my guess is from the people that Ted Sarandos has been talking to, trying to get their own theaters or try to partner with AMC and take over AMC to where now they have their own theaters and they don't have to be blackballed or be shunned by the old legacy studios for from stopping them from getting in theaters. Now they can put their stuff in theaters and won't have to try to battle these people to put their stuff on the platform. And they're already putting stuff on in theaters, like they're putting their own episodes, even if it's the first 2 episodes, even if it's the finale of a big show they have, they're putting stuff in theaters. And so now they're transitioning to what they've been wanting to do. Netflix, well, they're already working with Criterion, so like they just got to work with Criterion even more. And that's dope.
Good, Leon. Good.
They're already working with Criterion, to your point, JMR. So like they just got to work with Criterion a little bit more and probably find another like physical media distributor. And they already are doing merch. It's just they gotta lean in more to DVD stuff and cool. But like I said, they're doing big stuff and they got the money. Whereas Paramount doesn't. Like you're such in trouble where you're licensing your own stuff to your competitor that you're going against in a bid for this company. Like it just doesn't, it's too many complications over at Paramount for me to be like all confident that the SnyderVerse is coming back. Whereas you go to Netflix, and it's not saying Netflix doesn't have their little troubles or whatever and their hiccups, but it's more smoother over there. Whereas Paramount, they got too many potholes on the road. They got potholes on the highways. Whereas
Hold
Netflix is like,
well, did you just say more smoother?
Yeah, it's a little bit. I would say it's a little bit more smoother over at Netflix.
That's grammatically incorrect.
Oh well, hey, smoother, more smooth.
Anyway, go on, Mr. Grammar Issues.
Look, point being, Netflix is the move until otherwise it's not. And like I said, SnyderVerse cast is majority of them is over at Netflix. Zack has multiple projects at Netflix. And that's really it. And lastly, Netflix has shown signs of they want this. So either way, to Batdan's point, even if Paramount gets it, I still feel like it's still going to end up over at Netflix either way. So regardless, Netflix is the way.
Exactly. This way, I just don't see it happening. This way, it absolutely could happen. This is the preferable way because then Netflix can do whatever they want and don't have to deal with licensing deals. They can just flat out own it. But
give Leon a link. Let Leon speak. Get Leon in here. I want to.
So you are gonna make it then, Leon? Okay, because before you were like, I don't think I'll make it on time.
Bring the bat.
But let me just find you, Leon. If you're on right now, I'll bring you on. I'm just not. Oh wait, you're NuGeekz on there, not Leon on there.
Shine the light in the sky.
Okay, Leon, I just DM'd you on Twitter, so 5 minutes to speak, or if you're... So we'll go on for a little bit, because I don't want to go on too much long, but... Yeah. But I do want to give Leon his mic a little bit,
Be Commissioner Gordon and turn on that light.
But, again, we have 2 ways that we think are likely to get this, because, again, either Paramount's going to be in debt and they're going to have no choice but to license, or they're going to have to, they're not going to be able to make the deal, and then Netflix is going to get Warner Brothers / DC. Yep. But
I'd even add to the way too. I don't know. I don't know if you said this. Paramount could get it. Paramount could fall under, and Netflix comes in and gets Paramount and WB.
See, I think this would fall under way 3, honestly.
Okay.
Because then they're technically buying. But I think my only issue with that, because I've heard that theory too, my only issue with that though is that I mean, we're already kind of pushing it with the cast this age, and I know Zack Snyder says that ZSHL 2 and 3 takes place 10 years later, but that's going to take too long. There's a certain point where it's like I can't. I mean, you're right. You're right, and I've actually joked that Netflix is going to get Warner Brothers that way, but no. I mean, like I said, I think for me, it's this or this, and again, guys, if you want to like see a better detail on this, like watch like my last like 3 streams I have covering this. So.
Wait, Sam. What do you mean they're trying to get Universal within the next 2 years? With what money? With what money?
What? Oh, and you're telling me that's not
What crazy magic tree does David Ellison have where it's just growing money off of it, where he can just be like, yeah, we're gonna get Universal? What? Nah.
Okay, guys, here he is.
Uh-oh.
What up, Leon?
It's the Batman himself.
Yo, y'all can hear me?
Yes, sir.
You came back to Diamond City.
Just trying to light for the bats.
Oh, there we go. My thing was acting slow on my end. You guys good? Y'all can hear me, right?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Hey, good to be here, fellas. Glad to see y'all. The bat is back. So I didn't want to take up too much time. I just kind of felt compelled to go off the cuff and say, first of all, thank you guys for keeping the flame on, keeping the flame lit, because they tried to kill this conversation in many different ways. And you know, rightfully so. I would have done the same thing. I would have tried to kill the conversation too. And shout out to the chat. Much love to everybody. If I would have saw something that appeared to be, death, right? The death blow, I would have tried to put my foot on our necks too. Good strategy to the ops. However, what happens is with quiet comes introspection. And with that comes hindsight. And with hindsight comes research. And with research comes discovery. No pun intended. All of us have discovered in our own way, shape, or form so many details that lead down paths of opportunity, and it keeps a light shined on hope. And with that, I just want everybody to keep doing what we're doing now. Just when they thought Cell was down and out, they tried to usurp the idea and transform it into something else, further solidifying that we were right all along about what we were doing. This has always been about corporations and their minions versus the people. I'm not a part of some corporation. I'm not affiliated with Zack Snyder, none of that, right? I'm sure none of you are, right?
Right.
And if you are,
traded stock.
You know,
I own 1 share of Netflix, 1 share of Paramount, and 7 of WBD.
And that's great that you're transparent about that. You're also a private citizen, and you can do what you want with your money. You know what I mean? And that's dope.
Exactly.
You're not somebody who's puppeteered. Professor Leon tonight. That's funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not some dude who is being coerced with a carrot dangling in front of your head, or a hand up your ass. Excuse my French. You're your own autonomous individual, and you've utilized your free will to better your pockets. That's dope. So that means you really have no dog in the fight. If any of these people win, you win. So that actually makes it even better for people like you to converse about this sort of thing. You're completely unbiased. So I appreciate that. So with that, I wasn't going to yap much longer. I just wanted to thank you guys and just remind the chat and to spread the word that the jig is up. The jig is up. The ops tried to take over, and they tried to move this conversation to possibly a certain country and or a certain studio without relevance to why that matters to Zachary Edward Snyder and the SnyderVerse. We have to remember that, and we have to keep drumming that. Like that. Fine, if you guys want all those things, and you can tell me it's for Zack, and then you could detail it in terms of I've seen this, here it is. If you could pull up the same thing that Dan pulled up a moment ago, where Netflix showed love. If you can, what up, Necron? If you can, if someone can produce a Paramount Saudi Arabia version of this without it being fake, I'm cool. Instead, we get this. Where's Zack? And the only piece of DC I see is the thing with the arrow on it right there. That piece of garbage. So they're not even like excited about DC. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does that scream excitement for? Let's set aside Zack for just 2 moments, right? They're not even excited about the property of DC. It's been relegated to the bottom left corner, smudged in there with like a bunch of other stuff. If your eyesight was bad, you'd miss it.
Like, why do you think I had to put the arrow in it digitally?
Bro, you know what's funny? I knew you did that because I know that wasn't there before. But like just now, as I'm looking, I was like, "Oh shit, there's an arrow there." Dan must have done that. I would have missed it because I was looking. I literally, as I'm talking, bro, I couldn't find it. I was like, I could have swore it was on here. Oh, it is there. Oh, there it is.
I'd even add on to y'all's point because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people love to use Michael Bay. Why aren't they using his Optimus Prime? Why are they using Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime? I like Bad Dan. You're the goat. You're the goat, man.
Well,
you have one for that too.
because the reason I have these arrows made is because I was on a clip I was doing. When I was editing a clip, I was bringing up talking points that I was putting pictures for talking points. And actually for the stream, I accidentally put this one up first instead of the Superman one. So that's why I had this one ready to go. So
now that's perfect.
I reuse my stuff, guys. If I make a picture or something, I will reuse it because it's work to edit all this stuff. So if something works for multiple things, I will do that. I know it's cheating, but whatever.
It's just the fact that you had it. Like that was dope. That was dope.
Yeah.
But no, man, I mean, it shows you highlighted something that is necessary to highlight. I mean, Paramount doesn't have anything, and they're billions in debt. And for people to come into the chat, or just in general, I don't want to keep harping on that individual because who cares? They're just one little symptom of many. It's just, it's strange that we're being told we're weird and we're operating under assumptions that don't make sense. But they've been giving less than breadcrumbs in terms of details, but they want us to support an American property. And I'm going to stress that because I know globalism is taking over. And when you say America, people kind of wince. I don't give a shit, though. I'm an American through and through. It's in my blood. I was born on the day of. I don't care. Okay. I'm a patriot through and through. You don't take an Americana, a piece of Americana, one of the biggest pieces of Americana, one of the most recognizable pieces of Americana, and try to take it away and give it to. No, you don't do that. That's like against code. You don't see other countries doing that. Other countries aren't, hey, here you go. Here's our mythology. Just take it and haul ass. No. They have versions of what we've got, right?
Right.
Versions, and that's fine. But you don't let them just have it, right? By way of trying to majority share your way towards taking it, like some sneak shit. Oh, it's only 40 when it's really like maybe 60. Like, no, that's crazy. You know, Captain America. It's just, there's a lot I could say, but I think I've said enough.
This Superman wears the colors red, white, or red. It's really kind of, it's just red and blue,
Yellow
but you can even put white. Yeah. And Wonder Woman has the stars and stripes, like, and Batman represents a whole different version of America. So, like,
Yeah,
And-
the powerful rich doing good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good point.
Capitalism at its
Superman-
finest.
Yeah,
What were you gonna say, Batman?
especially I'm gonna say Superman has 1/3 of the USA's initials on his chest. As he's in that movie Superman.
That quote from whatchamacallit, Jon Stewart,
Batman-
Daily
Oh.
Show. He was
That's the
on
other thing.
BBS.
Hal and Jon Stewart are American like soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you can't just, like, to your point, Leon, you can't just take this and give it to a whole different country. That, like, no, that's
Yeah,
not
it's
gonna
crazy,
fly.
man.
Yes. I totally agree. I want American IP to be run by an American company. And I don't think that should be controversial to say. Like, I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like getting too much into politics on this channel, but unfortunately with this merger, I've had to kind of dip my toe in it a little bit. So
Hell, politics has invited themselves to the conversation.
Yeah.
yeah.
They thrusted Ted to go up there.
Mhm.
They grabbed him and they were like, "You got to talk to us."
Yeah.
And it made sense. It all made
I'm
sense because they knew that whatever Netflix ends up doing is going to change the landscape of Hollywood and America. So we got to make sure this is the right thing to do, you know?
Yeah.
None of those checks and balances have been done to the parademons. What were we going to say?
No, I was just gonna say exactly. Yes. And you know what? Ted Sarandos showed up. David Ellison did not.
Mhm.
Exactly my point.
I still don't care what nobody got to say. I'm gonna let Batman be the good cop. I'm okay with being the bad cop. That man did not have to go. There was no. I don't look, man. There was no death in the family, because why are you skipping that but then going to CinemaCon the same day? So,
Facts, bro. Like that.
no cap.
Listen,
I
I
think
can't
it's the
speak
next
to
day,
whether or not he
technically,
had a
but-
tragedy in the family.
Oh, the
I can't
next day.
speak
It
to
was the
that.
next day.
Yeah, technically.
Okay,
But yeah,
well-
go on, Leon.
Now I was about to say I can't speak to his personal, but it does make absolutely no sense to skip that major thing to go to something that's like CinemaCon. Now, if he comes out with a press statement or came out with a press statement saying like I couldn't handle the pressure, etc., because of said thing, then fine. But like you go out the next day, allegedly, and yeah, it's all weird. That's just one among many weird things, you know.
And I said on this channel, look, even if it was, look, I'm okay admitting if I'm wrong. If there was an actual death in the family, he had to deal with that. Why didn't you reschedule the hearing? Why didn't, as a professional, supposedly professional CEO of a major company, why didn't you just be like, hey, I can't make it. Can we reschedule on a different day? And then boom.
It almost makes me think that the hearing itself probably wasn't, not that it wasn't necessary, but it wasn't mandatory per se, right? So it's one of those things where if you show up, you're just a real G. Like you showed up to something you didn't have to. So that's me giving props to Ted if that's true, right? And then he had a quote unquote, the other guy had a quote unquote good reason not to go. So, I'll just skip it. If that's the case.
But he skipped the
That's a
first
lot.
one too. So that's why I'm still looking at him sideways of like, okay, even if you had a good reason, you didn't reschedule and you skipped the first one when they asked Ted Sarandos. So
Oh yeah.
it looks like you're ducking.
Right.
Oh yeah, good point. Good point. I didn't think about that. Yeah. So
Yeah, because I didn't even think about the other one. True. Yeah.
Yeah, he was afraid of getting grilled. Yeah, that man's ducking.
Most definitely.
So yeah. Thank you though, Leon, for coming on and giving your thoughts on all this and giving exactly like everything you said is 100% on point. And thank you for stopping by for my birthday stream.
Oh yeah, and happy birthday again, bro.
Thank you.
I really wanted to come in and say a little something about keeping the flame going and give reasons why and just kind of paint a picture across the board, because I think we've all said similar things in different ways. And also, what you doing for your birthday, bro?
Well, it's kind of over at this point, but
It's never over, bro.
I had Red Lobster for lunch today with family, and
Nice.
yesterday I went to Six Flags, and I'll be going to the
Nice.
zoo in 2 days. So,
Oh, that's what's up.
and then right now I'm doing a birthday stream.
That's what's up, bro. That's how you celebrate. That's dope. That's dope. That's
Yeah, I
dope.
wanted to talk about something really great, and something I'm really passionate about, and that's why I want to talk about, the SnyderVerse and the 3 ways that, it can return. Some more likely than others.
For sure. Yeah,
Could
you
we
guys
say you had a
passion.
4-quadrant birthday so far?
I
I had to. I'm sorry.
can't believe I didn't make that joke. Man, I missed the opportunity there. There'll be other days. There'll be other days. Disappointed with myself.
Club still open, yeah.
But nah, you guys have inspired me. I think I'm gonna come back sooner rather than later.
Do it, man.
Yeah,
Like if
please.
you look, man, if you feeling iffy, you need people on. Hey, let me know.
You know what it was? Not
What's up?
First of all, the schedule,
Mm-hmm.
my schedule with clients, things of that nature. Also, I just lost the passion to stream. I was like, y'all got it. Everybody's handling it. Sky handles it amazingly. All y'all do. You guys are great. So I'm like, I don't think y'all need me in that capacity. You guys have me in other ways. So I was like, I'm better. Not that I'm better suited, but I'm greatly utilized and suited in other areas behind the scenes. And I'll pop up doing things like this. But then there'll be things on my mind where I'm just like, man, I want to say something. And then I'll jot it down. I'll be with clients, and then I'll wrap up my day, and I'm just like, I probably could have streamed at some point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then, again, other guys are doing streams amazingly, but I'm like, I just never had a passion for it because I don't see any of this as like, I'm not a clout chaser, man. I think
I feel you.
Y'all know me as the braggadocious dude and all this other shit. Like that shit is real, right? But like I'm just not despite all my bravado, I'm not a clout chasing attention whore. I'm just not. And that's not to say that's what streaming is. No. But what I'm saying is like if other people are doing it well, it gives me the excuse to go, I'm good. I don't really need to. But then I'm like, man, the creative juices get to flowing. And why not add one more great piece to the puzzle that you guys have made, right?
Yeah.
Sky, Necron, Austin, you guys. Let me continue adding to that puzzle, right? So
absolutely.
Sooner rather than later, I'll be back and you're all invited.
Thank you. We appreciate it. And you're always invited on this stream, on this panel too, on this channel. That's the word I'm looking for.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it, man. For sure.
Anytime, man. Anytime. And thank you again for coming on.
Absolutely. I will bid you guys adieu and I will rejoin the chat. I believe my date is about to arrive. Anyway, let me catch up with her. I think she's been texting. All right. I'll be in the chat, fellas.
All right.
Bang.
Bang.
It's always great to have Leon on. I really appreciate when you stopped by. Brought up a lot of great points. And I guess, KozyBoyKam, anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, man. I just believe sells the way. Sells the show to Netflix and sells SnyderVerse to Netflix.
Absolutely. And, thank you again to Leon for coming on. And thank you guys for coming on for this stream. This was a really special stream. And I just kind of want to give so we're going to wrap up soon, guys. But I just want to give just a special reflection for this past year. It's, when I say this past year, like from when I turned 31 to 32, that is. It's been a year since my last birthday. A lot of stuff has happened, and I just moved into my condo last year on my birthday, and now I don't have this as developed as I should within a year. I procrastinate a lot, but since then, we with the Cell campaign, we've gone from I guess in terms of what's relevant to my YouTube stuff. I went to LA again and saw Sky, Leon, and Floyd again, and then we got Netflix buying Warner Brothers, confirming their interest in the SnyderVerse, and then Paramount getting it, and them doing it while I was on vacation Not letting that go ever. I know I've said it before. Not letting that go. And then bringing back the show Bat Dance Thoughts on my channel. And the channel is called Bat Dance Thoughts. So yeah. But yeah, I was, we're wrapping up the stream soon. If I were to bring on another person, that would, we would never get out of here. So, but yeah, so it's been a year. It's definitely been a year. Some challenges, some great stuff happening. Like any year. You have your goods, you have your bads, and I look forward to what this next year brings for me, what this next year brings for this community and for my channel and just life in general. It's been a year. It's been a year. I'll say that. I'm not saying too much because obviously there's some personal stuff in my life that, good or bad, I don't want to share on YouTube because, personal life. But in terms of the Snyder stuff, the DC stuff, Rebel Moon Bloodlines come out. I played Rebel Moon The Descent where I got my shoulder injured. It's, like I said, there's a lot of stuff that's happened this past year on my from last birthday to this birthday. And it's been a year. And I really appreciate you guys coming on and making this birthday special. You too, Leon. I'm glad you came on too to talk for a little bit. But yes, and Havoc. I'm always going to be mad about that because I just wanted one vacation to get away from all that stuff. Just one vacation, but that was too much to ask for.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a bad week. That was just a terrible week. I was just mad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, exactly. But I'm just trying to explain why I'm keeping this kind of vague so people. But it's definitely been a year. It's definitely been a year for me, and some unexpected stuff happened, some good stuff, some bad stuff, and but we'll move on, and I look forward to seeing what challenges, what hurdles, and what exciting stuff that this next year brings for me. So, 32 years on this planet, and we'll see how this next year goes to 33. And I know, but just the fact that it happened on my vacation. But, and I look forward to seeing what this next year brings, though. So, when I'm 33 years old next year, and I will do more birthday streams again, hopefully. Like I said, there was the superstition I had with Mikey Sutton, but also the fact that sometimes, I do stuff on my birthday sometimes. Sometimes it works out to do a birthday stream, sometimes it doesn't. It depends. And some years I may do a birthday stream not on my actual day just because of, scheduling and doing stuff on my birthday. But I'll try to do it, if I do it early, or if I do it not on my actual birthday, I'll try to do it early as opposed to late. But there'll be a lot of stuff but I do plan to do birthday streams again and I try to keep them mostly fun or something I'm extra passionate about. So, like I said, it's been a great birthday. It's been a great year, some challenges, and yeah, we'll see what next year brings. Cell is still alive and well. So, and heck, next birthday, we might get this. So who knows?
Yeah.
But it's definitely been a year. I'll say that. That's the one thing I'll say. It's been a year, and thank you guys for coming on again.
Oh yeah,
and
thank you for having us on, man. Like, it's an honor to be on a birthday stream with you. So it's appreciate letting me get my thoughts out to the people too. So I appreciate
absolutely.
That.
It's glad to have both of you guys on and Leon coming in for a little bit too. So coming up on this channel, we'll start with you, Kozy. What do you have coming up? Any final thoughts, and what do you have coming up?
Oh, final thoughts. So ZSJL, so SnyderVerse, Netflix. If you kind of sum up, if you don't believe Netflix is the best deal and was gonna restore the SnyderVerse at this point, you're just delusional and choosing to be delusional. Paramount's not a good deal. My probability of them restoring the SnyderVerse is very, very low. Yeah, that's basically it for the wrap up. What I got coming up. Okay, so Okay, it's a lot. June 6th, everybody. June 6th. Mark your calendars, set an alarm, do what you need to do. June 6th. When I say we, I mean we, the Lethal Geeks, will be doing a live stream, and they will be talking about basically announcing I'm the new co-host of Lethal Geeks, why this move is happening and what's going on with them, and also stay throughout the whole stream because it's gonna be also a regular stream too. They'll just be explaining the new changes going on with the Lethal Geeks. I subscribe to my YouTube channel, Kozy's World, KOZY' World. Once again, it's my reaction channel, gaming channel. Working on Baldur's Gate 3, so I know there's people in the chat that loves Baldur's Gate 3. Get subscribe to that. I'll have that uploaded hopefully by either tomorrow or Monday. But new episode of Baldur's Gate will be up. Working on editing other gameplays that I've done with the homies. And then my other channel, KozyKam, KozyBoyKam, is my vlog channel. Subscribe to that. Check it out. That's my baby. That's where my artistic cinematography, filmography side comes out. So make sure to subscribe to that. I will be doing a lot more vlogs, and I already have vlogs recorded. I just gotta edit them, but vlogs, a lot more vlogs will be on there, and I will be doing short films hopefully soon to put on there. But and finally, my Twitch. I don't know how many people in here use Twitch, but if you do use Twitch, it's KozyBoyKam, KozyBoyKam, and sometime soon I will be streaming on YouTube also. So I will be streaming on Kozy's World also at some point. So be on the lookout. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Lots of exciting stuff for you, Kozy. So,
Yeah.
guys, subscribe. And thank you again for coming on, Kozy. You're always welcome on this channel. And Curly Ray, your final thoughts and what do you have coming up?
Yeah, man. Sells the show on Netflix, sells SnyderVerse on Netflix. I believe it's the way. And I do have some more shorts coming up on Rebel Moon Theory. And be on the lookout for 7/15/26. That is the 1-year anniversary of Rebel Moon Bloodline, and I got a surprise dropping for you guys, so be on the lookout.
Let's go.
That's absolutely, man. And for me, my final thoughts is, again, one way is very unlikely, two are very likely, and both involve sells the show to Netflix, sells SnyderVerse to Netflix. Both involve campaigning with Netflix. If Paramount gets it, great, and they actually do it, great. I'm just talking about likelihood, and that's Netflix. And coming up, this channel will be promoting more of that. I'll be discussing the merger with Paramount as it happens, the updates, the good and the bad. And I have a Bat Dance Thoughts coming up soon about Six Flags Great America, my home park. Because I'm going to be like I said, I'm going to be getting in the theme park soon. And I think that's where I'm going to kind of focus the show Bat Dance Thoughts on is I think I'm going to kind of focus that on theme parks. And then the streams will be more about the geek stuff that we talk about. So that's the plan right now. We'll see if that actually works out that way, but that's kind of how I want to do it right now so I can have a little separation between the stuff. So, but I do plan on doing a lot more theme park content because I'm passionate about that. And right now it's mostly drama free. Unlike DC, which is, superhero stuff, which we all know has a lot of drama right now. So I will discuss that coming up, and then a year from now, hopefully I'll have a birthday stream, so we'll see about that. And guys, if you like this show, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more unique takes, interesting thoughts, and great discussions such as these. And on that note, any final words, you two?
In the great words of the Batman, sir, NuGeekz, bang. You're muted.
You're on mute.
Have a bat-tastic day. Bang.
Have a bat-tastic day.